A year ago, Mac's small, idyllic seaside home was forever scarred by the brutal crimes of a serial killer. The authorities branded him the catalog killer because he meticulously staged his victims to represent the ideal American family of the 1950s. Mother, father, daughter. His final victim was an entirely different story. Murdered in haste with no staging, found in a cave down by the beach, it seemed that the final piece of the killer's picture-perfect family may have fought back, may have even known who the killer was. The final victim, the son, Mac's best friend, Connor. Do you love twisty mysteries that keep you up way too late at night wondering who done it? Then today my book chat is for you. Welcome back to another episode of Book Chats. Today we're going to be talking about Keep This to Yourself by Tom Ryan. This book is about Mac. At the beginning of this book, Mac and his formerly close friends are reuniting for the first time in a year. A year ago, their fourth member, Connor, was murdered by a serial killer, and it basically broke their whole friend group apart. But now they're reuniting because together they buried a time capsule back in 8th grade. And now that they've just graduated high school, they're getting together to unearth the contents and read what they wrote back when they were 14. Mac and Connor also shared another connection. They used to trade comic books back and forth. They both loved to read them, but they didn't want to buy all of the issues. So they would trade, like, you get Superman, I get Batman, you get Spider-Man. They would buy the individual issues and then drop them off at each other's houses so that they didn't have to spend all that money, but they could still read all the books they liked. Mac has had a bag of comic books from Connor on his dresser for a year. Connor dropped it off on the day that he died, and Mac was so sad and traumatized and upset by Connor's death that he's left the bag on his dresser for the whole time and hasn't opened it. But today, on the day of his graduation, he finally has the wherewithal. He finally has come to terms with Connor's death enough to open up this bag. And when he opens up one of the comic books, a note falls out. The note is from Connor, and it says, "Mac, I figured something out. Meet me at the beach at midnight. I need your help. And keep this to yourself." And that night, the night that Connor wrote that note and left it, was the night that he died on the beach. So now Mac is beyond shocked. He realizes that maybe Connor actually knew something about the killer. Maybe he was tracking him down. And maybe he needed Mac's help this whole time and he didn't know, and he just left him to go get murdered on the beach that night. So Mac now feels kind of consumed with guilt. He feels determined to figure out what happened to Connor. The police and the authorities say that it was some drifter who just came in, killed 4 people, and then left. Mac has never bought that idea, and now that he found Connor's note, he knows even more that that probably isn't true. So he starts investigating, he starts interviewing people from the town. Along the way, he meets Quill. Quill's cousin was the female victim, the young female victim who took the part of the daughter. So the two of them have a connection there. Some sparks fly between them, but Mac also wonders, what if Quill had something to do with it? And as Mac continues to investigate this case, he becomes more and more afraid and paranoid. He questions everything around him. And I will tell you that this book has a lot of twists. I read some reviews that said that they predicted the ending. They thought it was obvious. That was not the case for me. I was shocked by the ending of this book. I stayed up way too late at night when I had to teach the next day because I just had to know how it would end and who killed Connor. And it was quite a reveal. So if you're someone who loves to watch procedural mysteries, you love to follow the clues, figure out who did it. If you love true crime, If you love any of that kind of stuff, you're going to love this book. We have this available right now in the Champ Library. You can reserve it through our concierge service. Pick it up on Monday, or we will deliver it to your house. Thank you for joining me this week for Book Chats. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.